Hello, everybody. Carlos Flores back on basics. Before we begin this episode, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notifications of when new videos come on board. And hit the like button so that way you can tell me that these are some of the topics that you want to hear about. Some of the things that I've been talking about thus far include leadership, education, knowing yourself, different aspects. Well, today I'm going to talk about perception. And perception is how you see things. And the thing is, perception can also be person-centered. And so one of the things that I like to teach in psychology courses is the fact that perception is how you see things. And if you're bringing something if you're put into an environment, let's say, and you're only looking at things a certain way, then it's kind of like having being like a horse with blinders. You're only seeing straight ahead. And so in order for you to have perception, in order for you to perceive things on a larger scale, you have to look at everything all around you. Because if you look at everything all around you, then you'll be able to be uh, taking the clues from the environment, to taking the clues from other people, to taking the clues that can help you connect and make that bond with other people. Perceptions are huge. Things like love, war, peace, different aspects. Perception can actually make those things small or can make those things big. A lot of the times we need to, again, take in information from different aspects, from different locations, from different ways all around us. So that way we're making educated guesses. So that way we're making good perception. We're building those perceptions, because if we don't, then sometimes we make decisions without taking in the entire picture. So, for example, during the war in El Salvador, when I was small, I had the perception that, for some reason, that people around me were going to get kidnapped and they were going to get killed. It was hard for me to take in the fact that there were a lot of people that I knew that were going missing, that were not there anymore, that were not, that were not really in the town where I was living. And so a lot of the times I thought, well, could they have gotten kidnapped? Could they have gotten killed? Could they have gotten taken by somebody? And so there was a lot of things that I wasn't taking in. And imagine, right? This is an 8-year-old thinking about these things. A lot of times 8-year-olds don't think about that. But unfortunately, in war, in times of atrocities, when something horrible happens, when something impacting happens as well, like a hurricane, like a tornado, like anything like that. Um, there's this way of thinking that is kind of like all or nothing. And so perceptions are built with that. And a lot of times you can't really take in an all or nothing kind of thinking. You have to make sure you look at everything all around you, because if not, then those perceptions can lead to an unbalance of the mind and body. This is different than what I've been talking about. This is different about balancing the mind and body. This leads to an unbalance. A lot of the times people perceive things that are not there because they don't take in all of the information that's necessary to make an unbiased decision. And so perception is an important topic, and it's something that you need to, that in my opinion, you need to learn how to look at as a whole, globally, right? Because if not, then there may be different aspects that will not be conducive to mind-body balance. When you're feeling restless, or when you're feeling anxious because you need to get to work and you're going to deal with somebody that you think is going to be it's going to be bad, or is going to treat you bad, or is going to it's gonna call on you, or call you names, or make you feel small. You have to get past those things. You have to make sure that you take in all of the information and say, wait, this is just a snippet. I'm not looking at the big picture. If I was looking at the big picture, then I would be looking at who I am, and compared to other things, who other people are, and compared to what we're doing. The things that are going well, the things that may not be working, but at the same time, you have, how to balance those positives and those negatives. And so a lot of the time we tend to psych ourselves out. We tend to perceive uh, that things are more extreme, they're more larger than we think. And so you have to understand that a lot of times it doesn't. Sometimes I get very anxious because I'm going into a meeting, and then all of a sudden I think that I have to be super prepared for this person because I've been told that this is the way that it should be. But at the same time, remember, building relationships, connecting with people at a human level, making sure that those connections are genuine and not just false connections, then those things are very important in order for you to have intuitive and very, very let's say, very, very assessed globally perceptions. You want to make sure that you understand that not everything is the way that it seems. Not everything is the way that people tell you that it is. And so perceptions are huge. And in order for you to move forward, remember, we've been talking about moving forward, keeping up, balancing your life, dealing with other people all around, or taking in all the information all around you, you need to be in the moment. You need to be in the here and now. You need to be mindful that sometimes the things that are in front of you may not seem the way that you thought. So again, perception is very interesting. Perception is huge. Perceptions are important because they can slow you down in succeeding in your goals. So here's a trick to do that. Look at everything all around, like I stated before. Make sure that you take in all the evidence that you can, so that way you can really uh, either disprove or agree with the perception. Make sure that you talk to people. Sometimes you can talk to people and see how they are, their take on a topic. A lot of times we tend to get some information, and then we tend to inflate it based on the way that we think that these people are going to act. And so again, perceptions are huge, and perceptions can lead to slowing down in the process to get to your goals. So again, take everything in globally. Look at all the evidence that you can take. Ask, talk to the person or persons or group that you're making these perceptions about. Because ask them and say, this is what I'm thinking. Is this where, am I in the right direction? Am I thinking correctly? And believe me, a lot of the times it is just us being anxious or nervous, or we're just not seeing the complete picture. So again, make sure that you look at everything before you make an assumption, before you make a perception. So, again, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notifications of when new videos come on board. Make sure that you hit the like button so that way you can say that I like this video. If you have a topic that you want me to give you my opinion on, put it on the comment section and I'll be happy to do so. So until next time, Back on Basics.